Hey, hola amigos, welcome to a new vlog. At the end of the last video, I asked you guys to leave me some questions, anything you want to know. I also did that on Instagram, through my Instagram story. I asked you guys to ask me anything you want to know, because this video is gonna be a Q&A. If you've never seen any of my other videos, my name is Steve. I've been traveling since April of 2017, and I've had a lot of amazing experiences that I constantly share through vlogging. I spent most of this time traveling in Asia, but right now I'm in Colombia, so a lot of the questions that came in had to do with Colombia. I'll definitely get around to that. But the one question I was asked the most is related to solo travel. Do you prefer traveling with a partner? Do you prefer traveling solo? Do you get lonely? Pros and cons of traveling solo. So let's get into this first. My short answer would be I do prefer to travel with someone else. I do enjoy sharing experiences with others, but then at times I also want to be alone. When it comes down to like editing videos and doing work, I prefer to be alone because I get easily distracted. But when it really depends on what kind of travel mode I'm in, because I've been traveling for so long that I've experienced different stages of travel. If you travel solo and you want to meet other people, staying in hostels is the best way to do that. That's my biggest advice for anyone who wants to meet others. But sometimes I like to travel solo. Like right now I'm traveling alone and I'm staying in an apartment because I'm trying to get more focused on work and plan some more backpacking adventures. I've actually been in Bogota for the past 2 weeks here in Colombia, and I've been staying in apartments. Right now I'm staying in this beautiful one right here. This is an apartment by Life Afar, and if you are coming to Colombia and you're looking for somewhere to stay and you want a nice place like this, kind of like Airbnb style, look into Life Afar, lifeafar.com/rent. Check it out. Boom. What was your favorite experience in Colombia so far? The first thing that comes to mind, favorite experience. Oh, by far, my favorite experience here was my 25th birthday. I challenged myself to invite 25 strangers to come celebrate my 25th birthday with me, and I rented a Chiva, which is a Colombian party bus, and I went around all day asking strangers to come celebrate my birthday with me. And if you haven't seen what happens yet, go check it out. It's an awesome video I made. I'm very proud of that one. All right, for the next question, we're going on a little field trip. All right, this question comes in from someone I can't pronounce the name of. I'm sorry. She asked, what's the first thing I recommend you do when you come to Colombia, specifically Bogota, which I happen to be right now. So I recommend you get some food. Right here I got what's called bandeja paisa. The word paisa is actually what they call the people of Medellin, right? Who live in the city of Medellin?
Yes, the Medellin culture. So in Medellin they call it bandeja típica. But in Bogota it's bandeja paisa, and I would say it's one of my favorite hearty meals in Colombia.
Come get this first thing when you come to Colombia. Whoop! All right, back in my room. So the next question comes from my friend Casey, who I went to high school with, and he's a very talented musician. So if you like music, I highly suggest you go give him a follow on Instagram. His thing is right here. All right, cool. So of course his question relates to music, and he asks, what has the variety of music been like while traveling, and what has been your favorite? Ooh, that's a very good question, Casey. So in Asia, the music was very elaborate and different, and each country I went to had their own style. I remember in Thailand, I noticed how music was very ingrained in their culture, and how pretty much everyone knew how to play an instrument. Trying to think of some more places where music really stood out. In Bali, they are very religious there in Buddhism. Nope, not Buddhism. What's their religion? Google to the rescue! Okay, I believe it's Hindu. The Hindu religion is so ingrained in the Balinese culture that there are constantly ceremonies happening. It feels like every other day is a holiday, and there's always music involved. But then when I came here to Colombia in South America, the music is way different. And again, it's very heavily ingrained in their culture. And what I like about the music here in Colombia is it really all revolves around dancing. So there's different speeds of music, whether you're dancing bachata or salsa, which I just learned there's a difference. And now I'm starting to recognize the different styles of music here, which is really cool. Two people actually asked, have I ever been to Italy? And I have for a very brief period of time. In 2016, I competed in this crazy travel challenge with Red Bull called Can You Make It, where they send teams of university students from all over the world to travel across Europe for a week with no money. And instead, we only have cans of Red Bull to use as currency. And I was on one of these teams with two of my best friends, and we traveled from Florence, Italy. So boom, I was in Italy. We went from Florence to Venice. We're in Venice, baby! So those are the two cities I visited in Italy. And then continued on to Slovenia, Austria, Germany, Switzerland, and France. So that's 6 countries in 7 days with no money. That was a crazy experience, and that is really what kind of sparked my love for travel. So ever since then, I've been traveling. After that, I went back to Florida where I was attending university at the time, and I started working for a marketing company, but really just that excitement wore off very quickly and I just wanted to go travel again. So I did. I left my job, I sold almost all my material possessions, and I bought a one-way ticket to Thailand in April of 2017, and I've been traveling ever since then. This is a really good question. Now that you've spent time in other countries, how has your view of the USA changed? Woo! So I think it should be a requirement for everyone in the United States to spend at least a month outside of the United States in a foreign country, because I think it'll just make everyone a nicer person. I think we also don't really appreciate all of the resources we have available to us in the United States. We call it the United States of America, but I feel like we're more of like the divided states of America. Right now, with the current political situation going on, I think everyone kind of feels like they have to pick a side. Like, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican. So then you automatically think whoever thinks differently than you is wrong, which is the worst way to think ever. You should be able to speak with someone who thinks differently than you, and instead of automatically blocking out saying they're wrong, you should be open to a conversation and learning why someone else thinks differently. And maybe they're wrong, but maybe you should listen to why they think so, and if you have a conversation with them, it'll be a more mind-opening way of learning. I don't know. Basically, I'm just trying to say people in America don't appreciate the freedoms that they do have enough. Is that good? All right, let's keep going. Okay, this is a good question. What advice would you give a new vlogger who has to overcome the fear of the awkwardness that vlogging comes with in public? So that's a good question, because when I first started vlogging, being in public, talking to your camera can be awkward. But the biggest advice I can give to you is just do it. And at first it's gonna feel weird. People might look at you, but ultimately isn't that kind of what you want? If you're filming yourself with the intention of sharing that, you want people to see that anyway. So what do you care if other people in the street are looking at you? You want to share your thoughts and ideas anyway. So ultimately, vlogging in public, it gets easier the more you do it. So just go for it. And this is a two-part question. So the rest is, how did you learn to edit? Any tips to learn editing skills, and what software do you recommend? How did I learn to edit? I learned to edit just from trying. I started with iMovie, and once I got comfortable with that, I eventually upgraded to Final Cut, and Final Cut Pro is just the upgraded version of iMovie, so it's all the same controls and features and everything, so it's really easy to transition. You just have way more editing freedom in Final Cut, and there's way more you can do. Any tips? Yeah, I mean, I just learned from watching YouTube videos. I know there's websites out there like Skillshare, so if you're willing to invest and they have really good programs for you to learn, I'm not getting sponsored by them, so I'm not gonna plug them anymore. So just watch YouTube videos. There's plenty of free tutorials out there about how to edit. And then just do it, and then when you come across a situation where you don't know how to do something, just look that up, and now you know how to do it. And that's pretty much what I've been doing for the past few years. Hey man, where can I find music for my travel videos? Great question! So I use Epidemic Sound, which is a website that has a library of tens of thousands of royalty-free music. Now that's important when you make videos for YouTube, because if you do not own the rights to that music, you cannot monetize it, which means you cannot make money, and sometimes the video will even get taken down. And to avoid any of that hassle, I use Epidemic Sound because all their music is royalty free, so I have the rights to use it all, and there's some great tunes. All the music I use in my videos is from Epidemic Sound. And if you are interested, down below I have a link where you can get a 30-day free trial, so you can test this out for free. And if you cancel within the first 30 days, you'll never get charged, but any of the music that you use during that time, you'll still have the rights to forever. So why not try it out? And if you do sign up with a 30-day free trial, which is completely free to you, I will make a little commission off of that if you use my link, so I will really appreciate that. So go sign up for a 30-day free trial with Epidemic Sound, please. Alright, finally getting around to the question that so many people asked: where am I going next after Colombia? So around the end of September, the beginning of October, I plan on flying to Seattle to meet up with my buddy Chris, and he has a Volkswagen van, and we're gonna travel across the United States for an unknown amount of time. I'm excited to go travel in the United States because I haven't really traveled much in the States. Most of my travel experience has been outside of the United States, so it'll be really cool to be able to be in my home country and experience new things and learn all about what is America. That'll be really cool. Hopefully you will follow that adventure, because I'm gonna try to incorporate other people, and if you live in the States, maybe we can come visit you. Alright guys, that brings me to the end of this Q&A. Tomorrow I'm getting on a plane and going to Cartagena, which is a city on the coast of Colombia. So I'm excited to be near the water again. And in a few days, my buddy Austin is flying from Florida to come travel with me for a couple weeks, so that'll be really cool. He's a very talented videographer, so you can expect some dope content coming very soon. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. If you're new, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also turn on that bell so you can get notified when I post new videos. And as always, go ahead and leave me a comment below. We can start a conversation and join this community that we got developing on. I see a lot of the same people commenting down below in the comment section. I recognize you guys, I appreciate that. I really appreciate all the support. This channel is growing so much and I'm loving it. So thank you for that. I will see you in the next video. Peace.